What if your brain had mind of its own? Imagine waking up, reaching for your morning coffee, only for your left hand to smack it away. You try to pick it up, but your left hand grabs your wrist and stops you. Confused, you sit down. You stare at your own hand. Welcome to one of the strangest and most unsettling discoveries in neuroscience, the split brain experiment. I'm two people in one body, the experiment that changed everything. I'm sitting in a research lab, electrodes attached to my head, staring at a screen. The researcher tells me to focus on a dot in the midline. A word flashes on the left side, apple. I blink. I know I saw something. Tell me, the researcher asks. What word did you see? I open my mouth, but nothing comes out. My mind is blank. Did I even see anything? No, I say. I didn't see anything. The researcher nods, as if expecting this. All right. Now, with your left hand, pick up what you saw. I hesitate. This makes no sense. But before I can process what happens, my hand, left hand, moves on its own. It reaches into a box of objects and picks up apple. I freeze. How did my hand know if I didn't? I look at the researcher, my heart racing. What is my brain hiding from me? Coming to the science. Two brains, one mind, or two. Your brain is divided into two hemispheres. Left hemisphere, which controls language, logic, and the right side of your body. Right hemisphere controls creativity, emotions, and left side of your body. These halves are normally connected, working as one through a thick bundle of corpus callosum. But in some people, especially those with severe epilepsy, doctors perform a radical procedure. They cut the corpus callosum to stop seizures from spreading. And that's when strange things starts happening. With no bridge in between, the two hemisphere acts like separate minds, each controlling one side of the body but without always agreeing. The experiment that exposed a hidden self. Neuroscientists Roger Sperry and Michael Gazzaniga designed series of experiments that revealed something shocking. The case of missing word. If a word appears on the right side, the left brain sees it, and the person can say the word. If a word appears on the left side and the right side of the brain can see it, but the person can't say the word. Yet, their left hand can still pick up the correct object. Example, a patient sees the word hat on the left side of the screen. So, if doctor asks, what word did you see? Patient would reply, nothing. Let me explain this to you with a simple example. A doctor and a patient, okay? So, a patient sees the word hat on the left side of the screen. What word did you see? Nothing. Can you use your left hand to pick up what you saw? The patient's left hand picks up a hat. The right brain knew the word, but it couldn't say it. The left brain controls the speech, but it was blind to the word. The right brain saw the word, but it couldn't tell anyone. This means that half of our brain may know things that we are completely unaware of. When your hands starts fighting with each other. So, this is alien hand syndrome. For some patients, the two halves of brain completely disagree and it turns into a physical battle. They button their shirt with their right hand, but their left hand unbuttons it. They reach for an object with one hand only for the other to slap it away. Some even feel their left hand moving on its own as if it belongs to someone else. One patient tried to light a cigarette with his right hand, but his left hand grabbed it and threw it away. Why? Because his right brain didn't want to smoke, but his left brain did. Two different minds and one body, drawing two different things at the same time. A normal person struggles to draw two shapes at once, but a split brain patient can draw a square with one and a circle with other at the same time. Why? Because their two brains aren't competing anymore. They are functioning independently, like two separate people in one skull. The mind bending question, who are you really then? The split brain experiment shattered everything we thought we knew about the mind. If each half of brain can think, feel, and act separately, then are we truly just one person? Or are we two minds sharing a single body? If the two sides of a brain don't always agree, which side is really us? Think about it. Your left brain, the one that talks, might believe it's in control. But deep inside, your right brain may have its own thoughts, desires, and experiences that you never hear. The biggest twist of all, here's the craziest part. Even after a brain is split in half, the person still feels like one person. This means that our sense of identity is just an illusion. Your brain tricks you into believing you are one unified being, even when it's being divided. So now let me ask you, what if deep inside your mind, there's another version of you, one that's been silent all day, all along? Is your brain hiding a secret self?